We have switched on our machine. We know how to hold our probe, and we are very thorough with the thing, like on which side the probe marker should be. Everything we know now. So what is the thing that now we want is how to choose a probe. We are having a set of probe with us. Whenever you are buying a machine, because most of doctors we are having here are like beginners, they will be starting with their machine. So now we should know which probe we should buy. So whenever the engineer is coming to you, he is asking, madam, which probe you want? Okay, doctor, what is your requirement? So your requirement depend upon the part you are interested in scanning. So that is your deciding factor with which probe you should go. Convex probe, or which linear probe, or a echo probe, or a transvaginal probe. So all these different type of probes, why they are different is only because of their frequency. The frequency is the deciding factor which probe you really want. When you are scanning a superficial organ, just to start, say from thyroid, you want to scan thyroid. It is a very superficial organ. You want to scan breast, that is also superficial. You want to scan scrotum. You want to do abdominal scan for ruling out any hernia or any skin related or subcutaneous tissue related disorder like cellulitis is there, you want to make a report. So whenever you want to do superficial scans, you will always go with a linear probe. So linear is a probe which is flat from the surface. So it's like a very small probe, and it is having a flat surface. Why? Because the frequency is very, very high. When the frequency is high, just to remember, there are some points in physics which you just have to remember. When the frequency is very high, wavelength decreases. Frequency and wavelength are like enemies. If you are increasing your frequency, your wavelength decreases, as apparent from name, wavelength, length of the wave, the distance that it is going to travel or cover. If you are opting for a higher frequency, your wavelength is compromised and your depth is compromised. So for looking superficial organs, you want a probe with high frequency because you want to scan superficial things. You cannot use a convex probe for that. Why? Because a convex probe has a slightly lower frequency as compared to the transvaginal or a linear probe. So when you want to, what is the like golden rule? If you want to scan superficial organ, go for a linear probe. I am a gynecologist by practice. Some patients are coming to me. I have like only 4 probes with me, but I don't have a linear probe. Now the patient is coming and saying, doctor, I have a lump in my breast. Kindly do a scan. So I'll say, madam, sorry, I don't have a linear probe. You can get it done anywhere else. But here comes the point of knowledge that frequency is also higher with transvaginal probe. So now my transvaginal probe will be working for me. The only point which is missing here with this transvaginal probe is it is having a smaller area. So I'll be scanning a very small area at time. If I'm doing a thyroid scan, so I'll be scanning a very small area. In linear probe, I'll getting a little bit more of area, the probe that is which can be covered with linear probe. But my vaginal probe here can be used for scanning superficial breast as well as thyroid also. I'm not promoting you to use it as a scanner for breast and scrotum and a thyroid organs. But what I want to tell you is everything depends upon frequency. So that is the deciding factor which probe has to be chosen. Now, okay, so these are all vaginal probes, or these can be used for scanning superficial areas. But what is the limitation? That you cannot scan depth with them. because penetration is not going to be getting better with those things. So for penetration point of view, and whenever you want to screen organ in depth, I want to screen pancreas. Pancreas is a retroperitoneal organ. I can't scan pancreas with a vaginal or this linear probe. So for that thing, I need convex probe. So convex probe we are using for OBS. Convex probe we are using for gynae scans when we are doing abdominal scan, we are scanning abdominally, and this is the probe that we are using for retroperitoneal organs and all these abdominal organs, because there we want depth. So we are compromising frequency here. So this is how you will be deciding with which probe you should go. Now very important, multifunctional knobs. What are these multifunctional knobs? In your machine, whenever you are going to purchase a machine, so you will be having knobs which are labeled. See, when you are having high frequency, resolution increases. Why? You can remember it like this. Frequency is high for superficial organ. Whenever you are doing superficial scans, your resolution is always good. When your frequency is decreasing, your resolution is compromising. That is also decreasing. So how to remember? In wavelength there is no R. In frequency there is R. FREQUENCY. In frequency there is R. R is for resolution. Whenever the frequency is increasing, resolution is increasing. This is how you can make a mnemonic for that. Now we are talking about these knobs. As sir has also told that you are purchasing a higher end machine. It is coming with so many knobs. So what are all these knobs about? We will talk on later. We are having labeled knobs, that this knob is for this function, this is for this function, this will do that. But there are few very fascinating 5-6 knobs which don't have any name. You will not going to get any label for them. They are just placed on machine like that. You can't see any function which is mentioned here or there for them. These are the multifunctional knob. If any function is not designed for them, that this knob is not carrying this particular function, that means it is a multifunctional knob. It can do many functions. How it will do many functions? If I am doing a 2D scan, I have switched on my 2D scan. This is my monitor. And this is my keyboard, which is here. I am having TGC knobs here. I am having depth, gain, 2D, 3D, color Doppler, power Doppler. All these knobs are labeled. Then this is my keyboard for labeling. My machine is carrying some very unique 5-6 knobs which don't have any label. They are like just like simple knobs which you are seeing here. So how you are going to function them, how you are going to make into use is, when I am doing a 2D scan, whenever I am using a 2D scan, this machine will go, this knob, you have to just look at this dialog box. Why this is called dialog box? Because it has something written here. When you are running on a 2D mode, you have pressed 2D key, you are conducting a simple 2D scan, this will function for frequency. This dialog box is going to reflect something which is like frequency, FREQ. Then this knob will reflect depth here on the dialog box. This will reflect, say, gain is there, but it will reflect, say, focus or something like that, which this dialog box is going to tell you. This is for 2D scan. Now I am switching on to color mode. I have pressed color button here. Now the color box will appear on my monitor. This is color box. This is the 2D area that I have focused on a 2D scan. Now I have switched on to color box. As soon as I am going to press my color box, this is going to show here color in your, say you are focusing heart, so it will reflect some red, blue and some areas like this. Now the multifunctional knob, which is here for the 2D ultrasound which you are doing, is standing for frequency, will change, and it will say come with like color gain. It will reflect this. So your dialog box is going to tell you what function now this knob is doing on a color mode. Suppose now I have switched on to pulse wave. There is a PW button also on my machine. When I am going to use this PW, again these dialog box will get changed. Now the same knob which was here for frequency in 2D, here for color in color Doppler, in PW it get changed, and say you are going to see SV written here. So what is this SV? This is sample volume. So now this knob is going to change the size of your pulse wave sample volume. It will get reflected here like 2 mm, 2 mm, 3 mm. So the size will keep on increasing or decreasing when you are using this knob. So these multifunctional knobs are for what purpose? They are for every purpose depending on which mode you are using. Whether you are using a 2D mode, whether you are using a color mode, or you are using a pulse wave mode. So these are the multifunctional knob that we just talked about. This is a very basic logic 5G machine in which we are seeing this is the keyboard for starting the things, and this is time gain compensation, TGC. I'll first tell about all the buttons, then we will discuss what is their function. See, this is M mode, motion mode, this is pulse wave, color flow, CF, B, and this is your like 2D depth and gain. This is a gain button, this is your depth button. This is P1, P2 and all these are there. This is freeze, whatever area you want to focus, and then you want to stop on that area for measurement, you just press the freeze button. Then this is auto optimization. In G machine it comes like this, and in say Philips model it's like a auto image correction, because by default what the machine has done, when you're calling your engineer to set up your machine, the engineer will come, he will do some different type of presets for gynae scans, some different type of presets for ob scans, and different one for your like say abdominal scans. And how they go as per frequency that we discussed. Whatever frequency that you are interested, there is a preset for that. That machine is by default set it like that. But you don't wait only for that thing to happen. After you have switched on your, say you are doing a vaginal scan, so what you will do is, the patient is coming to you, you have started scanning, so what you will do is, you will go to first of all the probe. On probe marker, first of all you have to do patient entry. When the patient is coming, you are switching on your machine. The first thing that you have to do, switch on your machine. There is an on and off button which is there. You just switch on the machine, and when your machine is on, just press this freeze button. What is the importance? The moment you have switched on your machine, the piezoelectric crystals are getting fired, and the life of probe depends upon these crystals only. If you're not scanning, just put on this freeze mode, and the machine is frozen there only. It is not firing any crystal. Your crystals are not getting wasted. Then what you do is, there is a new patient button which is here. You just press that button, make all the entry, what is the name of patient, what is his or her age, and what you want to scan. Then comes your choosing probe. There is a probe button. You want to do a vaginal scan, you want to do an abdominal scan, or you want to do a say obs gynae. So after choosing that, again you defreeze your machine, and whatever area that you have, whatever probe you have chosen, that is reflected on your monitor. Suppose I have chosen a vaginal probe now. So how does it reflect? Like this, because this is my vaginal probe. So this mark is going to appear on screen, and some dotted areas like this, because this is the sound waves that are coming. Then you start again defreeze it. Scan the area that you are interested in. After scanning, again freeze that area. You have a measure. You can see this is a measure button. So you can measure the said area. If the area that you have focused is not as per your convenience, so what you can do is, first of all, go with the depth button. So depth is why this is important. I'm doing a vaginal scan. My uterus is here and the ovary, say suppose, is lying here. Now I want to see the endometrium. What should I do? Should I go on scanning like this? No, there is no point in scanning like this. Why? Because I don't want this area. This area is not of my interest. I want this area to get disappeared. So what I will do is, I'll adjust my depth button first. When you are using depth button, if you are decreasing the depth means you are not letting your machine fire below this region. You want only this region. You are decreasing your depth, your resolution is going to improve and you will get a very good image. If you are increasing your depth, you are scanning deeply, you are going more deeply, you are scanning this area also, your resolution decreases. It is not like a good image. So the first point is, decrease the depth or increase it as per your convenience. So how what you are going to see now after adjusting depth button, see, because this area I made this area disappear by increasing the depth, and the resolution is as such. Don't ever use zoom button first. Whenever you are zooming the image, you are compromising the resolution. So that is the last button that we should go for, is the zoom option. That is the last thing. So first of all, now what you did is, now you have, after this, like this is my machine, TGC we will discuss also, this we were discussing, and then comes after setting the depth. Now you want to see whether this area is a little bit more ecogenic or this is more hyperechoic, hypoechoic, how I should go. Just adjust this gain button. So what this gain button is going to do, it will increase the whiteness, you can say brightness, of whole of the monitor. As soon as I am going to switch on, I am going to rotate it clockwise, the gain, as is apparent from the name, whole of the screen is going to get gain of brightness. Whole of your screen become bright. And what happens now with gain, I'll be discussing TGC. This is time gain compensation. What is going to happen with this TGC is, see, any knob which machine is having is not for any fun purpose. Each and every knob has a very good and great purpose. See, gain is going to brighten whole of the screen. I want to see only a particular area. I want to see only this posterior surface of uterus, which is getting like darker. Whole of this is good, but this area is darker. So on my machine, my TGC, which TGC I should be using? Say suppose if I am switching this button, this TGC of this region towards right side, so only the brightness of this area will increase. So time gain compensation buttons are for increasing brightness of only a particular area. Gain button will increase the brightness of whole your area which you are screening. Then this is auto optimize, which is the machine has already focused for preset, like for vaginal scans. You want to scan say uterus. You are seeing this. You have focused it very nicely. The moment you press this auto optimize, it will automatically adjust the brightness and everything for you. So this is like how this brightness and all these things goes. Then this is M. M is motion mode. When you want to screen heart or any moving object, you have to press this M mode, and what happens on your screen is This is a small fetus which is lying here, and this is a beating heart. There is an Alara principle which says that till 12 week of gestation, don't use color mode, because color is like going to say there is as such no hard and fast rule. If it is very urgent, you can do anything you like, but Alara says that till 12 weeks avoid using color mode. Why? Because it is on a like frequency is a bit on a higher side, and when you are using something with higher frequency, then cavitation is seen, so thermal effect becomes more. So we don't want that thing in fetus. You don't want to burn a fetal heart, and that is like after some time, not on a single shot that you are going to cause damage to that thing. But till 12 week of pregnancy, we are not using color mode. Why? Because we don't want that fetus to get exposed to some high frequency waves. So what we are doing is we are having a M mode there. As soon as you are going to switch on the M mode, a line will appear your screen like this. So what you have to do is move your mouse this here and set it to on the fetal heart. As soon as it is there, set it brightly. What appears on screen is waves. A wavy pattern will appear because this M mode is for motion mode. And how you are measuring is, in GE machine, you have to skip one beat, like fit it here, then move your cursor here, and heart rate will be automatically calculated for you. In Philips machine, it is like you are doing here, press it here only, and you are getting a fetal heart. How much it is, like it's 110 beats per minute or 112 beats per minute. So this is motion mode. This is pulse wave. That I have told you, a pulse will appear like this, and you are screening. Color flow. This is color flow. The moment you are switching on, you are pressing this button, this color box will appear. So this is the color box that you are going to get, and you can do all those color sort of finding that you want to see. So the only thing that you have to keep in mind is, when we are doing this M mode, is don't place it wrongly. Wrongly in the sense, here this is trough, here this is this is one beat is there. So don't say put like you have put your cursor here, then don't take it here. Ideally it should be, if it is here on the uppermost region, then it has here to be on the uppermost region only. That is the only point which you need to remember. But whether you need to skip this or you need not skip this, that will be told by your engineer. That is in machine only. So now you have to choose the appropriate preset. You have done everything. Now you have chosen preset. You know everything about the knobs and all those things. Now you are going to start your scan. So after that, what you will be doing is set the gain. First of all, like you have switched on your machine, everything is there, and you are scanning the organ, you are looking, and everything is getting reflected on your screen. Now, first of all, adjust the gain, because the preset which machine has provided is not optimal as per your need. I am scanning an obese patient. You will see on like abdominal preset I have done for the patient. As soon as you are switching on your machine, it is like all white which is going on there. But now what you need to do is adjust the gain. Decrease the gain a little bit, because the moment you are going to increase the gain, it is like all white. So decrease it a little bit. Then after that you are going to set your depth. That I have told you. You need to focus only the organ that you are interested in. Don't let the waves get wasted for the inferior part. So just try to focus it here. So that you can do by adjusting depth. After adjusting depth, now you have started screening. Just do whatever you want to do. Measure it, freeze it. There is a measure button. 2 cursor will appear. You measure. Like endometrium you want to measure the endometrium. You want to measure crown rump length, you do it there, and you have completed your this part. Now comes one very important thing is, there is a button in the machine which is for focal zone. See, this is focal points, and there is a different, like this is a GE machine. Here we have like this is for focal points. In different machine you are having different knobs, but you should know it is written there only focus. In my machine it is written on a knob which is focus. So what is this focus is, on your monitor on the side you are getting a line like this, and then comes a pointer sort of thing like this, or it can be a circle, or say it can be like an arrow. So what is this is, this is for the very specific area of examination. I want to focus only, I have focused uterus very nicely, I have adjusted depth, I have adjusted my gain, I have done everything. Now I want to focus only endometrium. I want to see, I am examining and I am feeling that there is a polyp there. Now I want to specifically focus only on endometrium. So this pointed area, I will rotate this knob, this focus knob, and this pointed area, say I want to see here, I want to see only this region of my interest, or say my uterus is like this. This is endometrium. I want to see only this endometrium. I will rotate this focal point knob, and this focus will move up or down as per rotation. I am seeing this is image which I have focused very nicely. I am seeing a fibroid here, small fibroid that I am acknowledging, or an adenomyomatous focus, or something like any calcified spot. Now my area of interest is in this region only this small region. So what I'll do is, I'll rotate my focal point knob and I'll make this to slide down, so it will be focusing best on this region only. So this is the importance of this focal point. Many high end machines, what they are having is, they are having multiple focal zones in them. So in a single go you can have 2-3 focus. But just imagine, I have I have set a soldier and I have given him one gun and I have told him fire on this place. He will keep on firing. Now I'll tell him to fire on 2 other places simultaneously. So his what should I say, his vision is divided into 3 now. So if you are dividing your focal zones, you are using many focal zones, again your resolution is going to get compromised. So what is best is, try to focus it only on the region of interest. And the moment you are going to rotate it, you are realizing, yes, that this region is now focused very, very nicely. So you can have a very good image there. So now you have set, everything is set, you have set your focal zones, points, everything is ready. So what you will do is, see, this is how this is looking on a real machine, how this is working in a real 2D scan. I want to see, this is a crown drum plan that I am seeing, this is a baby suppose, and I want to see this only, suppose this yolk sac, whether it is calcified. I want to measure the depth, I want to see how it is, like, does it have, is it having any vascularity, is it having any calcifications, or is it having any defect. I will move this focal zone up and down with this focal zone knob. So this is the function of this thing. Now what is very important is, whenever we are using our machine, we are most of the time we are very busy, like we are just doing scan. I have done presets, I have done everything good, my monitor is on and I am having everything, like everything is coming on screen. There is a something here is written on right side, something can pop out here on the left side, and few words are written which we don't know what they're writing. Frequency, okay, frequency is there. So they are writing here, very important one thing which is coming is frame rate, FR. It comes like FR. So frame rate is very important. What is this frame rate? As apparent from the name, rate of framing, how many images it is framing. If my frame rate is high, I'll be having a very good image. Now what this good image means, high frame rate. This is my monitor, here is written FR and few values comes here. I have decreased the depth. I am focusing it very nicely. Depth is low, frame rate is high. My frequency is more, my frame rate is good. So always keep an eye watch on this frame rate. If the frame rate is dropping down, if it is dropping down, that means your image quality is getting compromised. So just keep a check on this FR. Set your depth again, set your focal point again, and like zoom out. If you are zooming in, again this is compromising your image quality. So always keep a eye check on this frame rate. Zoom is the last option. As I have told you, never use zoom first, because the moment you are switching, zoom is a very fascinating button, I am telling you, because whenever we are focusing on anything, okay, I have focused the liver very nicely. Now I want to see only, I am interested in seeing CBD and neck of gallbladder. What I'll do is, after what is coming on my screen is everything I have done. I have switched on my machine, I have entered all the patient details, I have chosen a preset, and I have chosen my probe, and now I am ready to do the scan. What I have focused on my monitor is this liver, like this. This I have focused, it is coming like this. I want to see neck of gallbladder. I am seeing an image like this, and I want to have a look on the CBD. What I'll try to do, if I'm not knowing the use of zoom button, is after focusing this image, I'll zoom it, because I want to see this area. I'm very much interested in neck and CBD. What I'll do is I'll zoom it. By zooming, what will happen? Your image gets blurred. You will be able to see, but a very blurred image. Resolution is very poor with zoom. So I'm not saying you, I'm not discouraging you to zoom button, but what I'm telling you is, again, first what you need to do is decrease the depth, because you want to see this region, na? So what you need to do is decrease the depth. Decrease it, your machine will show this only. Increase the frequency a bit, because increasing frequency will increase the resolution. Decrease the depth. Set your focal zone, most important. Focal zone is here, you have set it. The pointer is here. Then last, go for a slight zoom only. So zoom needs only a single click. Don't rotate it like you are rotating a TV knob or you're rotating any other knob. No, don't rotate it like that, because you are not going to see anything. So what you need to do is set the depth, then set your focal zone, and then zoom is the last option. When you are starting as a, like here you are getting teaching and you are learning, so this is a learning curve that you are undergoing now. When the moment you start using your machine, whatever habit that you want, that you are practicing from day one, will be going with you. So that's why I am stressing more on this thing. पहले ही zoom use करने लग गए, you will be always using zoom, because it is a very fascinating button. I'm telling you. What I used to do is, because I was a learner, I was a beginner, I'm a gynecologist, I didn't learn radiology on a 3-year MD radio basis or a diploma basis 2-year. I just started with it. My teacher was also gynecologist, my first teacher was also gynecologist. She used to do this, okay, focus, okay, ho gaya, and zoom it. And it's like, okay, we are having very good big image, but nothing I was able to appreciate what is going inside that image, because the zoom was first option there. So what you need to do is do it lastly. So zoom has to be the last option. Never ever zoom your image first.